Alright, so this chapter shifts focus from Judah to the tribes that lived east of the Jordan River. The first tribes to settle the land during Moses' time, okay? Though strong and prosperous, they later fell into idolatry and were the first to go into exile, okay? The first part of this chapter covers the tribe of Reuben. Reuben was Jacob's firstborn, but he lost his birthright because he defiled his father's God. Reuben was Jacob's firstborn, but he lost his birthright because he defiled his father's bed. That is written in Genesis chapter 35, verse 22. Check it out. Okay, the birthright was given to Joseph's sons, but Judah became the tribe of royal leadership. The genealogy lists Reuben's descendants and their territories stretching from Aroer to Mount Nebo. Okay, so they fought and defeated the Hagrites, taking their land east of Gilead. Reuben had early strength and land, but moral failure cost him the privilege of leadership. The second part of this chapter covers the tribe of Gad. Gad's families lived next to Reuben in Bashan and Gilead. They were warriors and occupied a rich region of pastures and fortified towns. They are recorded carefully in genealogical records during the reigns of Jotham, Judah, and Jeroboam II, in Israel. The Gadites were known for their military skill, but even strength cannot replace faithfulness to God. The third part of this chapter covers the combined tribes, victory and strength. The tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had a combined army of 44,760 warriors. They fought the Hagrites, Jether, Naphish, and Nodab, nomadic peoples east of Canaan. They cried out to God during battle, and he answered because they trusted in him. So God gave them victory, and they took large herds, camels, and people captive. Their victory came not from numbers, but from faith and prayer. God honors those who depend on him. The fourth part of this chapter covers their faithfulness and exile. The half-tribe of Manasseh was large and spread out from Bashan to Mount Hermon. But over time they became unfaithful, worshipping the gods of the peoples around them. So God stirred up the kings of Assyria, Pul, Tiglath-Pileser, and Shalmaneser, who invaded, captured them, and carried them into exile. They were resettled in Halah, Habor, Hara, and the river Gozan in Assyria. These were the first Israelite exile. Their success turned to loss when they abandoned the Lord. What are the key lessons from the first Chronicles chapter 5? The first lesson is privilege does not guarantee permanence. Reuben was firstborn but lost his blessing. The eastern tribes had strength but lost their land. The second part of the chapter, the second lesson of the chapter is dependence on God brings victory. Their triumph in battle came because they cried out to God and trusted in him. Third lesson, idolatry leads to exile. When the same people later turned to false God, the same God who gave victory allowed their defeat. Final lesson, faithfulness matters more than position. God cared less about inheritance or geography and more about obedience. So in summary, the first Chronicles chapter 5 recounts the history of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, strong and blessed tribes east of the Jordan who trust God in battle but later fell into idolatry. Their unfaithfulness led to exile under Assyria, proving that strength without obedience leads to downfall.